Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, Gamer K. I don't know how Netflix did it. Not once, not twice, but 3 times they broke the curse of awful anime to live action adaptation. Okay, technically 2 adaptations and 1 inspired creation. I have yet to watch the Avatar live action. No, God, no, not that one. Yes, obviously. With season 2 of One Piece and Avatar The Last Airbender being in production, or, season 2 of One Piece coming next year, I was very surprised when it was announced last year that Netflix was going to be doing an adaptation of one of my underrated favorites, Kagekuri, or Compulsive Gambler. Okay, like a lot of people, backlash happened right off the bat because of the casting choices for some of the characters, that they were changing the characters' race, and okay, technically they made Suki into the nail chick into a pain in the ass influence guy, which I didn't mind because he played the role right. And then they thought, here's the thing. Adaptations mean they're changing things. So people need to stop hate immedately until you've actually seen the project. Because a lot of people love the Fallout 76, but wait, that series actually is pretty good. I still need to finish that. Anyway, where am I going with this? Because less than a month since the Netflix series Bet came out, it got greenlit for season 2! And it's good! I watched it while I was away this summer because I needed to watch it, and I figured it was fantastic. It was not what I thought it was going to be. It was actually enjoyable, and they didn't just do the entirety of the anime cut and paste. They actually came up with some pretty fun betting games, and the cast is great. And what I love about it even more is that it's Canadian. Oh my God! Yes, as a proud Canadian, that makes me love it even more. And to see these amazing actors, these fresh young actors bringing life from an amazing anime without going too anime-ish about it, which I do like, because there are some things that only work in an anime and an animation, like the exaggerated faces and the fucking sexual faces that they make. But they brought a whole lot of drama and suspense and mystery and stuff I couldn't see. There were parts where I kind of guessed a little bit, but at the same times, yeah, it was. And I gotta say right now, the actress of Yumiko, she is a gem. I hope she gets more roles sometime because she was just fantastic. She got Yumiko's demeanor down, her love of gambling and games, without it being the craziness that was from the anime. They did it right. And I realize I'm a good couple of minutes into this video without getting to my topic. I'm sorry. How often does Netflix shock everyone's expectations? For me, this is 4 times. Scrooged, One Piece, Avatar The Last Airbender. I still need to watch it. I still need to rewatch the original series and actually finish season 3. But Bet. I could have bet my whole life on that show flopping, and I would have lost. But you know what? I took a chance, I took a risk, and it was great! And now, with season 2 in the greenlit, and many ideas to come. I decided, like I did with the One Piece anime, I'm going to give some ideas on what the season 2 of Bet could bring us. I worked on this list during my summer break to come up with, to kind of get some things down. Oh, by the way, I just want to let you guys, for any of you who've actually watched the show, did any of you realize Michael's father's voice was so freaking familiar? Yeah, he's goddamn Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs. Yeah. Wow. And I hope we get more amazing talent next season. But for my ideas, considering the way the season ended, I was kind of loving it. And then at the same time, kind of not. I mean, okay, I'm going to be honest. Ryan being the version of Ryota, I love it. He's a great character. He has a lot of flaws. He has a lot of great moments. And yeah, he's immediately infatuated with Yumiko. Join the freaking club, buddy. And I gotta say, something in season 1, the episode where there was the big bet for him to lose it. I'm not mentioning more. And Yumiko willing to do it because of a bet kind of made Ryan feel really insecure and everything. But at the season finale, he kind of came through with Yumiko. And I know he doesn't understand the whole freaking thing of what's going on. So hopefully she'll fill him in after that car ride. Which was fucking James Bond of him, by the way. I'm not going to lie. That was fantastic. I don't want Ryan to be a simp. I want him to actually hear what Yumiko's reasons are, and hopefully she tells him the truth and of what she's going to do with the other members of the Kagakuri Club in order to get revenge on her parents. Also, her mother may be alive. Yeah. If that's the case, season 2 is going to have a whole lot of drama going about it, and I can't wait for it. But yeah, with Ryan and Yumiko's relationship, okay, also, by the way, the dance episode and that dress. Oh my God. And the dance scene between her and Ryan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did not expect actual good moments between these characters to actually be a part of the show. I thought it was just going to be Yumiko needing something, Ryan does it automatically, and he has no other character traits. That's what I thought. But no, they actually it's not just Yumiko and Ryan. It's Mary, it's Riri, it's Yuri, it's Runa, Suki, Michael, Dory. All these characters aren't just carbon cuts of the anime. Also, I gotta admit, Chad being an idiot, I don't know who he's supposed to be, but him being a moron, I kind of dig it. What is with characters named Chad? Going back to the whole, like I said, every character is given a lot of depth. They're not carbon copies of their anime characters. They throw in a lot of twists, a lot of development, a lot of personality, especially with Dory. I thought she was going to be a sociopath of like Midori, but after her reveal and her moments and that she likes Michael and the big moments between them, like comforting moments, it gives development. And him asking her about the eye patch and everything, if her eye's really gone. But no, it was just kind of an experiment her parents did on her when she was young, so she uses it to cope. And Riri and Riri and Kira. I like making them Russian. That fits with their names. It works. And having the twins have a lot of moments. And the fact... Okay, you know what? I gotta look this up again. Because, again, it's a fresh series. I don't have the actress's name off the top of my head. Clara and Anwin. You guys play sisters so goddamn well. It's almost like you guys actually... I honestly thought you guys were related when the show started. Full disclosure. I thought you guys were actually siblings. There's just this chemistry about them that we never got to see with the original anime with the twins. And we got to see more character from Kira. She's wants to be perfect to get her father's approval, but on the same time, Riri is the one who's committing the fucking crimes and getting the credit and everything. Also, season 8, episode 8, that moment between Kira and Yumiko in the bathroom and their little game and everything, plus that quick kiss. Yeah, that, of all the things that I had on my bingo chart for the bet anime, Yumiko and Riri kiss. Okay, yeah, it was to get the poison into her, so they're in the same boat. And then them having a moment in the bathroom afterwards and their little gamble game, and them teaming up, were things I never would have thought to put on my bingo chart. But, okay, I know I'm going a lot of overboard here, but can you blame me when a show like this shocks everyone? When people are saying, oh my God, they're gender swapping characters or they're race swapping and everything. People were flat out done with this before it was even announced. And then the trailer released, and everyone lost their goddamn minds. Me included. And like I said, I'll never judge something based on what other people say. Unless, they show proof of how bad something was. For example, Joe and Critic, Linkara, all my favorite YouTuber reviewers, and Josh Scorcher. But yeah, there were moments that I was so curious about of what was going to happen. And I loved every bit. And again, yes, I'm bouncing back and forth between topics and rambling. But I'm just so interested in this show and what is going to happen again. When a show takes me by surprise by how great it's going to be, I haven't been this shocked since 2 years ago, One Piece. The live-action One Piece surprised me to no end. With the changes, the inclusions, how they made it real and great. And it's the same thing here with Bet. And once again, Laura Aflisky, I can't pronounce that last name, who plays Runa, has her down to a T. Runa is my favorite Kagekuri character, aside from Yumiko, because she's just a little shit. But one thing I love about her is that she's, even though she's in the student council, she will not accept people saying that she's a biased participant. She will be neutral 100% of the time. And okay, yeah, we don't see Runa being a dealer like that, but her wearing those cute animal onesies and being the fucking loan shark of the entire student body and having the beaver, who, was that a professional hockey player? I have no clue. It was just fun seeing her be this cute, and I like that they didn't make her act like a child. They're all teenagers and everything. I hate it when actors like that have to play younger roles because of the character. They changed Runa for the better, making her this snarky, but comical, but cute and adorable loan shark. And I hope in the next season we get a little bit more about her with her family, because yeah, the Kagakuri Club, who are members of the board of the school, including Riri's father being the head, who were the ones who basically called the hit on Yumiko's parents because of a Bitcoin invention that would send all of their wealth to the common people, to the public. Okay, seriously, anyone who made a Kagakuri bingo, a bet season 1 bingo card, pretty much burned their entire card once the show came on, because there was stuff that came up that I never thought was going to happen in the show. I thought it was just going to be like the same gambling games over again, but they don't bring that out until later on, which I do love. Oh my god. But yeah, season 2, they need to implement a little bit more into each member of the student council's parents, because if they gotta have a hit list, we gotta know stuff about them. It's gonna be fun. And like I said earlier, the whole thing about Yumiko's mother being alive, being revealed, possibly. I really hope that she doesn't become evil like so many mothers who disappear after a while. I hope she doesn't become a villain and messes with Yumiko's head, because we don't need that. We don't need that. Also, I'm really glad that they didn't make... I'm glad they didn't do a lot of big freaking romance stuff in this, because... Okay, yeah, all the actors are basically over 20 and everything, but at the same time, I'm not here to watch a lot of romance. Okay, yeah, a little bit of romance is great, but I don't need it, like, force-fed down our throats. As interesting as Yumiko's strip poker game with Chad went, thank you for not going overboard with it, Netflix. Thank you very much. Or whoever the director and writers are, thank you for not going overboard, because you know damn well... and a lot of other people would jump at the chance of doing shit like that, and I'm glad you didn't. Okay, so yeah. I'm really interested on the Kira and Yumiko alliance that's going to be going down. Obviously, they made this deal in secret, so nobody's going to be the wiser, and I do love that. But that means Yumiko's got to keep secrets from Mary, from Ryan. Michael's no longer on her side because of what happened. Yeah, anyone who didn't kind of see the title of this and was interested, and you haven't seen season 1 yet, what do you expect? I'm not saying spoiler alert unless it's a certain list anymore. But yeah, having Dory with Michael, not bad. And you know damn well that he's gonna tell her what Yumiko's been planning. Yeah, that's gonna be another issue altogether. Maybe Michael will get a seat in the student council and work with them to stop Yumiko, because he kind of knows that Yumiko is kind of a compulsive gambler, so they'll use that against her by making her do games with the prize being some information, and she has to stop if she loses. So that puts... But I just don't want Yumiko... I don't want the games to be kind of one and done really quickly. I would like some more intricate games, maybe, because they already did poker. They did the finger guillotine from Kagakuri XX. Again, I would like to see them use some of the other games from the anime. Maybe... you know what? The Nim Type 01 wouldn't work as well, because all the characters know each other, so there's no real shock of Runa's nonchalant neutrality, which talked about, Riri and Kira's father. Can we please see more of him being a badass asshole, please? Please? I would love to have moments with him talking with the other Kagakuri members, discussing about Yumiko's parents and what happened. I'm wondering if they're going to go through with Yumiko actually killing off each member at the end of every episode, possibly. Unless the members, I know Gabriel said that all the members pony up the money in order for it to happen, but I'm wondering if the other members thought it was going to be a scare tactic for them to give up the Bitcoin information, and maybe it was the main one who's the one who told him that that it was a kill order. So maybe if they find out, maybe they'll turn on him, or maybe not. I don't know. It just would cause a lot of internal drama between the original Kagakuri members. So something like that could definitely work. And I've gone about 20 minutes without talking about the one thing that everyone loves about this series, and something that was definitely not what I thought was going to happen. Okay. The whole Riri Mary thing was something that no one expected. And it was sweet. It was... I was really shocked about it. From before the dance episode to the small kind of glances that Riri gives Mary, like when she's removed from student council, when she's being treated like shit by the other students because she was a house pet. I just thought that was just Riri looking down on a former member and maybe having concern for a friend, but... And I like that she doesn't speak. She has the face mask on all the time. And the times where she does speak, it's very silent whispers and you can barely hear it, which I do love. And I like how it's not just a plain mask most of the time. Like the episode of the dance, it was bedazzled and everything. And her dress in the dance looked fantastic. I'm a guy who loves great costume design when it comes to shows. I love, and it looked really, really well. And Anwin, I don't know how you were able to act so much just with a couple glances, with a couple of physical acting without speaking a lot. But you did fantastic. Like, it was amazing. And also Mary's actress, Eve Edwards. You got the bitchiness of Mary from the anime down to a T, but you also have the drive, the hunger that she has to get back on top. And it was done very, very well. Really great performance from both of you. But going back to Anwin, the moment where the scene where she asks Mary to the dance, it's very subtle, it's very small. When Mary's confused that she wants to take her to the dance, and just a head nod is a good answer. And when Mary asks, like, do I have a choice? And she just tells her to come closer so she can speak. I couldn't, the subtitles don't help, but I hear background noise 10 decibels higher from a regular person. And that's an actual thing I've had since I was a kid. I believe what she said was, I would be honored to see you tonight. Or I would like to see you tonight. Like, it wasn't in like a demanding tone. It was kind of like a secret thing. Like, I would really like to see you tonight. And at first, I thought Riri was doing this on Kira's orders to kind of getting good with Yumiko to learn something. But it was done really beautifully. And their dance moment in the episode was quick and sweet. And then that little candlelight dinner thing later, like, are you kidding me? And a good thing that happened that a lot of shows kind of ruin right off the bat, they don't give characters a lot of time to talk about feelings or anything. Like, it's just, you kind of like me, we have a moment, make out session, and then it leads to romance and then some drama later. But Mary asks the big question right at the bat. We were on council for years, and you never you never said anything. What changed? And then Riri just, for the first time, like, she speaks, she says, you. And that's kind of true. Mary was a power-hungry person right from the get-go. And after she lost, she became driven to want to reclaim it. So maybe Riri saw that change in Mary, and that's what made her kind of think, you know, maybe she should shoot her shot and be that as ambitious too. Also, I'm just going to say this. Riri being the person with the bomb shit. What the literal hell? Also, look, there are things that need to be shown and need to be explained for season 2. For example, the minute near the end, and they kind of leave, where the hell did you guys go? No, seriously, they're in a secluded area. Where did they go? It's not mentioned. It's not shown. And season 2 ends before we find out. So what happened? If it showed them going somewhere else, while the whole Yumiko killing Gabriel thing happened and Kira helping her and all that other good stuff that happened. But the one couple that's kind of good so far, even though we've got no romance between them, we need an answer of where the hell they went. I'm not kidding. As great as Bet is, we need an answer. It's something that needs to be shown and kind of explained. Like, maybe season 2, a little time passes, like maybe a month, and they go back, and maybe Ryan or someone talks to Mary saying, we didn't see much of you afterwards. Where'd you go? And it's maybe an awkward moment. And I'm just going to say this. Are we ever going to see Riri without her mask? Because I think that would be a great moment if she fully trusts Mary and really likes her, to kind of show her what happens. Because maybe nobody else, other than Kira, probably nobody knows what Riri's mouth looks like under that mask. Maybe it's scarred and that's why she can't really speak that much and it's always whispers. But I'm going to be honest. So many people have loved the moments between these two. And I'm pretty sure at some convention or another, I'm going to see some fan art of it. And I actually do love it. But if they're going to do a kind of romance scene with Riri and Mary, two things need to happen so it's feels better. It has to happen in a moment where there's not a lot going around so they can actually have the moment to themselves. And I'm pretty sure if Kira finds out Riri's not going to be happy about it. Or it's something that she doesn't want her sister to know because it's something for her and something her father can't control. It's the only thing in her life that hasn't been planned for her. And the big moment is if she's going to reveal her mask. You know, maybe she's worried about it. Maybe if Mary sees the scars, she'll be horrified and look at her differently. But it needs to happen maybe if they're about to like kiss or anything, and if there's ever a scene like that, if Riri shows it, but she's a little uncomfortable, maybe Mary decides to turn the lights off or dim them so it's not so visible, just to keep Riri comfortable about all that. I think it could be a great, sweet moment that could definitely give these two a romance scene that not only gives a lot of people kind of the moment that they want, but also make it great for the characters. Because that's what I love about romance moments in shows. It doesn't have to be the exact same for every single character. I've talked a lot about a lot of the shit that happened in season 1. A lot of the characters need a lot more development and there needs to be a lot more gambling going on in this series. And with more unique, clever games. Like, can we get a dice game, please? Because we've done cards a couple times. Maybe if we did a version of Liar's Dice, that would be pretty cool. I mean, that's a game that doesn't get a lot of that gets a lot of notoriety. It could be a really fun version for the gambling to test if people are lying or not. Like, I do like the game, especially when it was done in Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and also in Red Dead Redemption 2, I believe. It's just something that really, 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 maybe a memory game, some interesting games to happen in this series, because in a show called Bet, and considering the series that it was based on and inspired, I love the drama. I love the scenery, the atmosphere of the drama. But there needs to be a bit more gambling involved and not just shooting people in the woods, which was creepy and very terrifying. Okay, that's 2 shows now that had scenes with hunting in it. Can we not, please? Okay, I'm a guy who's always surprised when I can admit when I'm wrong. And I was wrong about Bet. I thought it was going to be another live action flop, with the exception of Avatar and One Piece. But at the same time, it just goes to show that that people who judge things too harshly based on something, we can be surprised in the end. So I'm just going to say this from the writers and the director and everyone involved in Bet. And a very special shout out to Miku, Clara, Eve, Ryan, Caris, Carys, Caries. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me. Laura, Io, Anwin, Dorian, Hunter, Peter, Emily, and Krista. Okay, I know the last 3 weren't in it for long, but you guys gave a lot of great moments to this entire cast and everyone else. You guys risked it, and you guys succeeded. You guys hit the jackpot. You hit blackjack. You hit a natural 7, a hard 7. You guys changed a lot of people's opinions about the live action series for anime. And honestly, that's a big freaking accomplishment. I got to applaud you guys. And if this video ever makes it to the cast of Bet, I just have to say, you guys really did amazing. And I can't wait for what season 2 and the future holds for you guys. You guys are an amazing cast of actors and actresses, and an absolute shock to my senses. Here's to Bet season 2. Hope more amazing moments come your way. And that's it for this week's video, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoy my ideas. For any Bet fans out there, go follow all these amazing cast. Go follow them. Go give them so much love. Give the show love too. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and join me next week where I end the month of September by going a little bit early into the Halloweeny as we go over one of my favorite video game heroes. So yeah, I talked about, Riri and Kira's father. Can we please see more of him being a badass asshole, please? Please? I would love to have moments with him talking with the other Kagakuri members, discussing about Yumiko's parents and what happened. I'm wondering if they're going to go through with Yumiko actually killing off each member at the end of every episode, possibly. Unless the members, I know Gabriel said that all the members pony up the money in order for it to happen, but I'm wondering if the other members thought it was going to be a scare tactic for them to give up the Bitcoin information, and maybe it was the main one who's the one who told him that that it was a kill order. So maybe if they find out, maybe they'll turn on him, or maybe not. I don't know. It just would cause a lot of internal drama between the original Kagakuri members. So something like that could definitely work. And I've gone about 20 minutes without talking about the one thing that everyone loves about this series, and something that was definitely not what I thought was going to happen. Okay. But he's looking a little bit differently as he entered a monstrous world where it's laughter thereafter. This is Gamer K, logging out.